This is a Dude Studios production. And hey, I'm the dude.
Hey bartender, pass me a drink. The reason that I'm here is I need time to think.
Welcome back to Hey Bartender Podcast and the big dumpster fire that 2020 is. I'm your bartender. You can call me Anthony. Welcome back. It's good to see some of you. Well, this is an audio podcast. I can't see shit. But it's good to have you on listening to the show. First up, we got to take care of a little bit of business. After you listen to the show, or maybe while you're listening to the show, head on over to www.heybartenderpodcast.com. Check out some of the merchandise I got on there. Catch up on some old episodes. Check the week's drink recipe. There's a bunch of stuff that is pretty basically in the works for that website right now. So go check out www.heybartenderpodcast.com. Also, if you're more of the type to drink coffee, head on over to bartenderzonecoffee.com and check out the many different blends that they've got on sale there. And they've also got other stuff like novelty coffee cups and coffee makers, but they've got a large selection of different blends of coffee that you can use. They've also got K-Cups for your Keurig if you're one of those type of people. So go check out www.bartenderzonecoffee.com. Make sure to use promo code HeyBartender at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Okay, yeah, this, you did hear me right, people. I've been referring to this year as a big old dumpster fire. I'm not the first person to coin 2020 that, and I'm not the last person to coin 2020 that. This has been a huge shithole of a year for everybody. Everybody gets to share in the misery. The entire world. If this doesn't bring the whole world together, I don't know what will. Yeah, no, this isn't going to bring the entire world together. But hey, they should all sit back and realize, hey, we got something in common here. But before we get into that, of course, we have got to start off with today's drink special. Now, I was talking to an old high school friend of mine, and he told me a story. And I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you guys this story. He told me about a shot that I'm going to tell you guys about. It's very quick, simple, easy. In fact, probably most of you bartenders already know how to make it. It is called, well, I'm going to call it what my friend called it. He called it a Flaming Pedro. Now, how you make a Flaming Pedro is how you make a Flaming Sambuca shot. That's all it is. You get your shot glass, you put your three coffee beans at the bottom of it, and we all know that those 3 coffee beans are supposed to represent health, wealth, and happiness. You pour your Sambuca in it, and then you light the Sambuca on fire. Now, here's where the part where my friend told me that this is a very, very dangerous shot. Well, duh, it's a flaming shot. Now, the way you're supposed to take it is when when the bartender hands you this shot, you stick your hand on top of the shot glass, put the fire out, inhale some of the, pick up the shot with your hand still on it, inhale some of the air that comes up off of the shot after you put the fire out, and then toss it down your gullet. But I guess, according to my friend from high school, he kind of forgot to put the fire out when he tossed it down his gullet. Some of it went down his cheek, and, a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of a fire, second-degree burn, in small patches of his neck and chin. But up until that point, that was one of his all-time favorite shots. Now, if you mention a Flaming Pedro or Sambuca in general, he goes, no, bring Spain, leave it alone. So, if you try the Flaming Sambuca shot or the Flaming Pedro, make sure to exercise caution. In fact, bartenders, if you're going to serve that to any kind of flaming shot to any of your customers, maybe try to, before you hand it to them, you put the thing out yourself first, because you don't want to have the liability of them catching themselves on fire. Sure, hilarious, had good times, had by all. But there's a lot of liability in it, and it's embarrassing, when you have to report that night. So longtime regular customer Timothy kind of set himself on fire. It's his own fault. He wanted that shot. Not my fault, you know. But before you hand over the flaming sambuca or a flaming Dr. Pepper or Boilermaker or something like that, drop the put the fire out yourself and then hand it to him to slam it down. It's just safer that way. Oh, if you've listened to my podcast, I tend not to get topical because I'm your bartender. I serve you drinks. I listen to your stories. Well, since you listen to this podcast, you listen to mine. But, bartenders on a whole try not to get too topical, or political. A lot of bartenders will talk about sports just because that's the most popular thing to talk about when you're inside a bar. For some reason, I never did, just because I don't know shit about sports. I'm the first person to tell you that and the last person to tell you that. But holy shit, this whole world has gone to shit. See, I live in West Texas. To the east of me, I've got people that are unemployed, desperate for money, losing their jobs. And to the left of me, I've got pretty much the entire West Coast is on fire. It's scary, and then some people in the middle are suffering from COVID. Some people are, you got riots all over the place. What has this world come to, people? Now, I just got to get this off my chest. This is kind of a different take for what I do, but this is a quick shot episode. And, when a guy like me, guy that most of you don't know very well, hears about all this stuff coming from all directions, north, south, east, west, fires, riots, unemployment, political standoffs, and anxiety is killing me right now. And things like this, I try my whole life to avoid, because it's just, anxiety is just killing me. I don't want to leave the house. I've done nothing but watch Star Trek on Pluto TV for almost a week. I'm serious. I love Star Trek, but they've got a whole channel that's dedicated to the next generation, and that's all I've been watching. And and I have to laugh a little bit because bartenders in the future still exist. Thank you, Guinan. Still that person is needed behind the bar, even though you can walk up to a replicator and say Long Island iced tea, White Russian, and the girliest drink that you have on file, and then they give you a Long Island iced tea, a White Russian, and I thought I had a joke there, but I completely screwed it up. So anyway, so the unemployment thing that's bothering me right now, there's a whole bunch of my listeners who are in New York area that have been unemployed since the quarantine started. They some of them have been brought back to work a little bit, as needed type of thing, and the manager has to work their ass off to try to make sure everybody gets an equal share. Beg some of them to stay on unemployment, and the ones that absolutely have to get back to work, they give them as many hours as they possibly can, but evenly spread all of their employees. And that is tough to do on a manager. So if you're a manager that's actually making that work, if you're not making everybody happy, that's you're doing your job right. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I've been a firm believer in the phrase, if everybody likes you, then you're doing something wrong. Because it's tough to make things fair for everybody. That's any manager, any politician, anybody should be able to tell you that. You can't make everybody happy. But, at first, I'm sure it was a groovy deal. Hey, cool, I get on unemployment. The government's give us an extra bonus or incentive to be on unemployment. So, we're making money and doing absolutely nothing. That is the American dream. Right on. So, but unemployment runs out, and then all of a sudden people have to come back to work because they need to make their apartment payment, their house payment, car payment, feed their kids, clothe their kids, uh, make sure their kids have the right and proper tools for going back to school in 2020, which is usually a tablet and a laptop. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that still don't own a computer in their household. They don't have Wi-Fi. Uh, and now it's practically a necessity that your kid has one if you want them to stay educated and informed during this whole quarantine. Hell, back in the early 2000s, this was back when I was one of my first friends uh, in the bar industry that had a CD burner, and um, a lot of them, a lot of my friends didn't have computers. Period. But they would call me up and ask me, "Hey, can you download this song for me? Can you download this album for me?" Well, when it came to albums, I said, "Just go buy it. It's totally worth it. Trust me." But uh, I was one of the few people that had a CD burner and an up to date computer. I mean, one or two of my friends had a computer, but it was so god awful old. It was just basically a fixture in the corner of their house. And I would go over and try to help them fix it every once in a while, but they couldn't do the stuff that I did on my computer, and they weren't really that much keen on learning because everybody at the time, at least, probably still now, were afraid of computers. So now your kids are going in head first. They have to have a laptop in order to get educated this year. And in order to buy that laptop, you're going to need a job. And so it's not just wait for your unemployment check and we'll go get one. No, we got to work this out in a budget. Say, okay, can we afford the laptop this right now? Does the school have specific things that the computer needs in order for our kid to be properly educated? In most cases, no. If you ask me, all they need is just Zoom and be able to take notes. But I've never watched a kid during the quarantine do this whole online courses type of thing, so I really don't know. Some kids are going back a couple days a week. Some kids are just staying home flat out. But now you realize that you need that money to be able to educate your kids, since the main school supply can cost anywhere from $500 up. So you got to go back to work. You got to start trying to make the tips again. Some of you did get back to work, and your customers were extremely happy to see you and tipped the shit out of you because they missed you so bad, and realized that you're probably not doing so hot on the financial side. I mean, New York, East Coast, at least in the Northeast. I found out recently, I've talked about this multiple times on the last few podcasts, that they don't pay an hourly wage to bartenders or servers. And that's got to be illegal. There's got to be, you shouldn't have to develop some kind of group to talk about this sort of thing and or to try to approach Congress. They're not getting an hourly wage. There's got to be something that they get that's a constant income, because if they're just going by their tips, period, then it can fluctuate to the point where one day, sure, you're doing fine, the next day you're below the poverty line, and that I still got to do more research and figure out how the hell is that legal. I mean, it actually surprises me that groups like the One Fair Wage Act actually has to exist, because bartenders, servers, people in the service industry in general don't receive a full legal hourly wage, not even minimum wage. And I just don't see how it works. Now, the whole thing about they have to receive benefits and stuff like that. Bartenders, servers, uh, cooks, most of them, I'm sure there are some exceptions out there, don't receive benefits. At least when I was a bartender, the only benefit I got was an hourly wage. If I didn't work that week, if I decided to take a whole week's vacation, I made no money. There was no hourly wage. There was no vacation pay. If I got sick, I didn't have medical benefits. And, there's just a lot of things that had to be taken when you decided that you had to take a day off. Am I really that sick? Should I go to work? I once had a girlfriend that basically had to tie me to the chair to get me to stay home because I had a 103-degree temperature, and I was going to go to work. I was just like, I can't stay home. I don't have a sick day. I got to go to work. She basically taped me down to the chair and said, "Get better now." And so, due to lack of energy and lack of wanting to piss off the person that is actually crazy enough to sleep with me, I just sat there quietly, and it took me 3 days to get over it. And this is just regular flu back in 2007, so not COVID. And what are the people doing about that right now? Well, I'm sure people that are trying to give you a pep talk when you try to go to a friend or family member for advice. What am I going to do? My unemployment's almost run out. There's no work out there. And they'll like, well, why don't you find yourself a real job? And then you live in resentment to them for a little while because bartending or serving is a real job. And it gives you money and provides for your family, provides for yourself. But they say, go get a real job. Now, what is the definition of a real job? Is it something where you have to work on an assembly line? Is it something where you have to type on a keyboard? I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing about real job. And so a lot of you, hang in there. I know some of you out there are looking for work. There's tons of Facebook sites like Fraternal Order of Bartenders, even Famous Bartending School posts on Instagram, places where you can apply for work, possibly in your area. So remember, just check the social medias all the time, and because you'll be able to find work. Being able to find work shouldn't be hard. Finding something specific for you that you want to do might be a little bit of a pain in the ass right now, but hang in there. At this point in time, you got to think you need the money. You might as well take what you can get. But, don't feel like that you have to completely degrade yourself and take a job as, I can't think of anything really. I mean, I don't know, maybe somebody that has to clean up a place where an OnlyFans clip was just filmed. I don't know. Maybe that is a perfect job for somebody. I mean, like Wash said in Firefly, some people juggle geese, But, just for everybody, all the bartenders out there, remember, we're all in this together. We all need each other help support each other. That's the most important thing that we got to do right now. There are a bunch of places that you can support for people in New York City that are going without a job right now. And there's probably things happening in your neck of the woods. So make sure you go out and help and support other people. And, you don't have to give them money, but just bring them up, help them find a job. There's more ways to help people than just handing over money. So that's that. But to the west of me, the entire West Coast basically is on fire. And Right now, I'm originally from the West Coast. I'm originally from the Portland area in Oregon, and there are tons of fires going on in the Oregon, Washington, and California area, displacing people from their homes. Some fatalities, uh, and it's scary. I'm in the middle of all of this. My family is on the West Coast right now. They seem to be within spitting distance of the danger, but they seem fairly calm, cool, and collected about it. Um, but right now, that's something that could probably use some help. The firefighters out there are going crazy right now, trying to put out all these forest fires from just the incredibly dry summer that the West Coast had, and now they're paying for it. You know, everybody, when they think Oregon, Washington, they think, "Ooh, rain, lots of rain." Well, it didn't happen this year, and now uh, everything's there's forest fires, houses are lost, businesses are lost, and so this goes back to help support your local fire department, and because they are truly the ones that put their lives on the line for everybody to stay safe and hopefully not lose too much in all the chaos. So I'd like to ask all my listeners if you can get online, find some kind of relief fund for the West Coast, whether it's in Oregon, Washington, California, or something for donating to the families, the fire department. Please, please do donate, because that's my old stomping grounds. It's a beautiful area, and it's scaring the crap out of me, mostly because my family lives there, and everybody, just like everybody, wants to see and hear that their family's safe, especially in crises like this. So, I'm surprised. I'm sorry, COVID-19. I'm sorry, whatever riots going on right now. You've taken a back seat, because these fires out that are taking out pretty much the West Coast, to me, they're more important. Just get online, try to find some place that you can either donate or do something to support the firefighters that are battling these forest fires, because it's getting crazy out there. Well, what else is this dumpster fire 2020 given? Technically, I can stop right now, but I think I'm on a roll. Oh, Las Vegas. Yeah, they opened up their doors. They try to give out incentives for travelers to come back out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of crap going on out there too, and I'm a big Vegas fan. I'll tell you guys right now. They've got great shows. I like playing Let It Ride. Great hotels. You can meet interesting people with every turn. But now they've got fights and riots going on out there, and people beating each other up for money, and oh dear God, what's this world turn to? I'd like to say that 2020 we should just control alt delete this whole year, but however, time is linear. We can't skip over a number. We just have to fight through it, and I don't know, how are we going to make it through this. Well, there's always that one thing. That one thing that a lot of people have made movies about, made TV shows about, sang songs about to get through rough times like this. It's hope. We all got to hope that soon it'll be better. And this is advice from your bartender. The dude is talking, so you can listen to me or keep working on your drink. Just make sure to put that out first before. Yeah, okay, good. We gotta hope for a better tomorrow. I feel hokey for saying that. This is, but that's that's how we're going to make it through. We got to hope that tomorrow's going to be better than today is, or yesterday was, or because that's the only way we're going to do it. We can't sit around and just cry about it. I mean, like I told you at the beginning of this episode, I'm getting anxiety like crazy because of all the crap that's happening, and to the point where I'm afraid to leave my house from time to time, to the point where I'm afraid to talk to people. I'm afraid to even call my parents just because I'm afraid of bad news. This is me truthfully talking to you about this sort of thing. This is as real as I'm going to get. When I started this podcast, I didn't think I was ever going to get like this, but this is the way I am right now. So bear with me. Your bartender is here to entertain you and to give you your favorite drink and possibly talk you through your problems. But you got to remember, people, there are other problems going on all over the world. Sure, this election might be pissing you off one way or another. Sure that these riots scare you into staying home. These protests are angering you. But we got to also remember that there are other people out there that are just like you. And probably most of the people that are out rioting and protesting are also scared. So we all got to find a way to make sure that we all get back on the same level, get back onto a level head, because it's becoming a mess. And for me to say that on my podcast, that's a lot. I mean, an incredibly lot, because I never wanted to talk about this sort of thing. I wanted to talk about drinks and good times and bad times in the bar. But take my advice, people. When you go to bed tonight, just sit back and hope that there's going to be a better tomorrow, because there's a lot happening right now, and with COVID, riots, political elections, fires, unemployment. There's just too much happening right now, and what we got to do is band together and hope for a better future, because the present is really sucking right now. Anyway, all right, off my soapbox, people. I wish nothing but the best for all my listeners. You guys are awesome. I thank you for listening. Every time I check the numbers on how many listeners I've had in the last, I check the numbers often, honestly. But thank you, all my listeners, and thank you for giving me drink suggestions and all the followers on social media. In fact, here's a shout out to Northern Gin Monkey. According to his Instagram page, he's a guy from Lynx, UK, trying to taste every gin in the world. And if you look at all of his pictures on Instagram, he is definitely trying every single gin he can possibly get his hands on. Impressive collection of pictures that he has of different gins. So thank you very much, Northern Gin Monkey, for listening to Hey Bartender Podcast and following me on Instagram. Remember, people, www.heybartenderpodcast.com. Catch up on some episodes. Check out some Hey Bartender Podcast merchandise. Help support the show by picking up a t-shirt. Also, www.bartendersowncoffee.com. You can get on there and find all sorts of different blends of coffee. Find something that suits you best. It's a great website. I've been ordering from them recently. The orders go quick, and they all show up in a timely manner. Go over to bartendersowncoffee.com today. So, people, like I said, we need a little bit of hope to get through all this crap that's going in this dumpster fire that is called 2020. But until then, thank you for listening. And I just want to wish you all, like I do every episode, lots of love, lots of sex, lots of happiness, and don't take any shit from anyone. Good night.
What do you mean it's last call? I just got here!